Hey Kings, welcome back to the Augustus Maximus channel and welcome to the world of Fallout New Vegas. And today we are playing yet another Enclave adventure in a mod called For the Enclave. Very self-explanatory. Now this mod is a bit of an interesting one. I'm bringing two companions with me, Cass and Willow here, because this is a very difficult mod. This mod can be initiated, or the whole quest line of the mod can be initiated at level 13, I'm pretty sure. However, I think it's recommended to be actually played around level 25 to 30 because of the difficulty now. I've stacked a lot of buffs. I have 2 perks per level, the 2 perks per level mod. I have 2 companions. I have a lot of implants. I have a lot of mods installed, all of them by the way in the description, at least the ones that are relevant. And let's do this. We are level 15 now. Yes, we're level 15, and okay, I have a mod that enabled that sort of makes the wildlife of New Vegas a little bit more interesting, which is now a little bit awkward because we are frozen in place due to this cutscene playing, which is supposed to be epic because the Enclave is supposed to pick you up, but this is okay. Let's just they're supposed to walk towards me and just initiate me, and the vertebrates burning. Okay, this is okay. He just ran off, and that's pretty good, but he just ran off. That's the Enclave. That's the mighty Enclave we're joining. Scared of a few ants. Brilliant. Okay. This is off to a great start already. Come on, mate. Let's do this. Don't run away. I want to join you. Come on.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lieutenant Jackson. I am here on behalf of the Enclave. We have been tracking your progress via your Pip-Boy. We have noticed that you've become quite influential in the Mojave. We believe that you would be a great asset to us. Therefore, we request that you meet our commander, General Jameson, at Henderson Bunker. There. I've marked the location on your Pip-Boy. Very well. Just board the vertibird. But I will be keeping my eye on you.
Okay, so that's actually pretty cool, and they immediately start teleporting. Oh, actually, we do have a little bit of a... Okay. Well, this mod's off to a great beginning. Okay, I promise you guys, I promise this mod actually does get better and does get quite a bit difficult. But the beginning is, well, the ants... the ant incident was a little bit strange. This is a little bit strange as well. You know, I wouldn't have protested if we just got teleported there. You know, just through a regular loading screen, everything like that. And we have a loading screen anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. I suppose the little vertebrate scene was taken straight from Fallout 3, at least I think. But here we are in the Enclave base, and yeah, everything seems to be working in order. Now, I've played this mod like 3 to 4 years ago. It's a bit of an... It's not... Okay, so I guess we'll just go normal detail. This game is already a bit iffy when it comes to stability. But, I played this mod like 3 to 4 years ago. It's not quite ancient, but it's not exactly the newest release either. It's sort of somewhere in the middle. But it's sort of it's a good mod. I promise it's a good mod, but I remember it being extremely difficult, and I checked some of the comments on the mod page, and people really not necessarily complained, but talked about it being really difficult and recommended for roughly level 25 to 30. So it should be an interesting mod. But here we go.
Ah, the courier. I see you made it to Henderson in one piece. What do you think? Myself? I'm Operative Scully. I used to do field work, usually reconnaissance. It's not easy keeping tabs of what goes on out there from a bunker. I was then reassigned to act as head of security for Henderson up until recently. Now I'm the Auxiliary Operations Coordinator. What do you know about the Enclave, Courier? A patriot, huh? Their end goal was noble, yes, but they committed various atrocities along the way. Their destruction was their own fault. We want to bring our glorious nation back with less extreme measures, and it's my job to see it through. I imagine we'll be working together soon. But first, the General did send for you, and you should go find him. All right. We'll talk more later, Courier.
Okay, so as opposed to the Enclave story mod that we've played in Fallout 4, this Enclave that we're joining right now is more of the military junta that isn't so ideologically strict. It's more of the military taking over, which is actually quite decent. I quite like this approach. This is an approach to the Enclave that I wish more mods would take, where it's not just a pure villain group filled with this destructive ideology, or, you know, arguably destructive ideology, but it's more of a pragmatic approach to the whole ideal. But here we have this good general, so let's check it out.
You must be the courier. It's a pleasure to finally meet. We've been hearing a great deal about you. I'm General Jameson of the Enclave. I doubt this is a surprise to you, but the Enclave is now nothing more than a shadow of its former self. Our final president was a faulty AI, and shortly after his destruction, the Enclave as a whole had fractured. Various factions emerged, all with conflicting ideologies. War broke out, and that brings us here. We need your help. All of us here agree that the Enclave's original vision was extremely flawed. We can't bring our great nation back by purging everything within it. We need the Wasteland's people to help us, and they need us to keep them safe. Together we can bring back what was lost 200 years ago. Our problem is in another Enclave splinter group located in the Mojave, the Richardson Elite. They want to eradicate us for the path we've taken. We need you to help us consolidate and eliminate them before they massacre innocents. Will you join us? Thank you, Courier. Trust me when I say you've made a wise choice. While I prepare your assignment, there's likely someone here needing your help.
Okay, so we are definitely going up against a splinter group of Enclave, and that's actually where the difficulty of this mod actually comes in. They actually do have that little like neutral or vilified stance, and that's actually quite good. So I suppose you could eliminate this version of the Enclave if you really wanted to go for like a pure NCR or Brotherhood playthrough or something like that, or Legion playthrough where you do that. So that could be actually kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's the difficulty of this mod. The splinter group and the fighting of this group with the other Enclave group, sort of the two ideological opposites, really. Not ideological opposites, but the two sort of opposites when it comes to the approach, really going at each other. And okay.
I don't know you, and I know everyone here in Henderson. Who are you? Huh, so you're the courier. Yeah, I know you. I'm the quartermaster. Quartermaster Callaghan to you. And you're in my armory. Looking for something? Everything seems to be in order. Though all I've got at the moment is some roughed up East Coast power armor. It's about all I can give you, I'm afraid. Now, something tells me I'm going to regret asking this, but you do know how to use power armor, right? Well, there's a pleasant surprise. You're all set. Don't let the Colonel catch you without your uniform on. Me? I damn well keep this bunker running. Every time someone needs something, they come to me. Troops preparing for a patrol? I got them their kit. Ammo reserves running low? I arrange a resupply. A recruit just out of training? I got them their power armor. Long story short, stay on my good side. See you later, courier.
So far, so good. We haven't actually done any missions for them, but I'm actually kind of impressed. I remember this mod having, well, having much worse voice acting and just being a bit janky looking, but actually this is sounding and looking fairly decent. I mean, this bunker is very impressive, really cool looking. It's not quite, well, it's a bunker, so obviously it looks like a bunker. It's definitely not like an oil rig or anything like that, but I like that they essentially adapted sort of a barren piece. Maybe a barren piece, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure where on the map this is located, but okay, we have a little vertibird thing going on. That's actually really nice. That's really nice that they thought about all of this stuff. So you're supposed to take a few quests, I guess.
Good you're here, courier. I need help with some urgent matters. We've not been able to produce our own vertibirds in decades, and as time passes, it's been getting harder to keep the ones we have airworthy. We've been running low on parts to keep the vertibirds flying, and if we don't rectify that, we could be in serious trouble. To top that off, we've had 2 vertibirds crash. They're write-offs, but we can't risk having their black boxes being recovered by outsiders. Those black boxes record telemetry data and flight plans, among other things. Information that could give away our location. I'd like you to recover the black boxes before anyone else does. The Mojave was home to a few vertibird refueling stations. The locations of most of them have been lost throughout the years. However, we know the location of one. If you can gain access to it, you should be able to find the supplies we need within. I'll mark the location on your Pip-Boy. The facility will most likely be inaccessible without a valid keycard. Take this one. Good luck, courier. I won't keep you waiting.
Okay, so just some basic stuff, recovering vertebrate parts and a refueling station, everything like that. I do hate when the main quest line doesn't update. Okay, so we're over here. Or we're supposed to be over there. Obviously, the location still hasn't updated because it still ranks me as being somewhere within the vicinity of Goodsprings. So that's actually kind of decent. That well, it's not good that it hasn't updated, but that's just Fallout New Vegas, right? You can't necessarily do a lot of stuff with the game that the engine and the game itself isn't capable of doing. So it's yeah, so just some basic stuff for the beginning. I'm not entirely sure if we'll encounter any raiders or any combat or anything like that. But I mean, if we this looks nice. So yeah, a proper bunker with an entrance and everything like that. That's actually quite nice, and no crashes yet. So that's a good thing. But this will be the real test. If this crashes, then okay, surprise, surprise, it did crash, because that's Fallout New Vegas for you. Sometimes it just can't handle these like large-scale mods, or you entering a new area or anything like that. Freeside's sort of notable for these crashes, but hopefully it works this time. And I'll just take the time to remind you to please like and subscribe if you enjoy Enclave content, because we'll have a lot of it in the future. And this isn't looking like a very solid defense of the bunker, but I suppose, okay, at least they have a flag flying. But I suppose maybe they have like station units all around or something like that. I can't necessarily remember, but I do remember these defenses being a little bit better. So we'll see what actually happens. An Enclave Grenadier, that's actually kind of interesting. So we're supposed to go there. That's the refueling station, if I remember correctly. So let's just go there. It shouldn't probably be that big of an issue. I mean, yeah, it's just a refuel. It's the first mission. Like, surely on the first mission they're not gonna have us. Okay, but but immediately we encounter a whole big group of raiders, because of course we do. And I do actually have a mod installed that puts more raiders, more fiends, more vipers, more animals, more dangerous animals, everything like that. I have a variety of mods, also more ghouls, just to make the experience of playing Fallout New Vegas a little bit fresher. and to give it a little bit more difficulty, because I tend to use quite a lot of modded weapons, and even in this game, in this playthrough, obviously we're going to be using a lot of modded weapons, and those tend to be a little bit more powerful than the vanilla counterparts. So I guess that Cazador didn't get the memo, and he's still somehow alive. But I'm well prepared. I think I'm well prepared for this mod. Again, I'm level 15. This is supposed to be played on level 30, so it's could go either way. But hopefully it'll be quite fine. And let's give those Cazadors a very wide dodge, and let's head to the refueling station. But I actually quite like that this mod tries to go at the Enclave from the military junta point of view. I basically talk about this point, not this mod, but this point whenever I talk about the Enclave, because I think it's such an important distinction when it comes to the Enclave's ideology, the Enclave's goals, the Enclave's entire approach to everything. Let's throw down a cheeky save, because I don't want to get absolutely blasted by by a crash again. But yeah, basically I talk about the difference of ideology between the military of the Enclave, the military sort of wing, and the civilian or the political wing of the Enclave branch, Morad, not wings but branches, and those are I think quite obviously they're distinctive. We can see in this mod, and obviously in the mod that we've played in Fallout 4, we have, and for the mod for Fallout 4 I think they try to adapt the, okay, here we go, something's happening. And we're just supposed to fight. Okay, just supposed to fight these Protectrons and the robots here. That's not gonna be a big issue at all. Mr. Gutsy going down, and yeah. So I do like the fact that modern mods, I suppose, modern mods are the mods themselves, made obviously by players and everything like that. They do know that there's this distinction. They try to modify the Enclave and in such a matter that would make sense when it comes to this distinction, because we haven't really seen that from the main developers at all. So I really like that the mods at least try to do that. It would be nice if we got a choice whether we want to go with, for example, this Enclave group or the other Enclave group. In Fallout 4 there was only one, and the ideology is, okay, there we go. The ideology is almost always predetermined, and you don't necessarily have a lot of choice. But that would involve, including the bunker, all the characters, voicing the characters, creating or implementing the armors and everything like that. That might be not that hard, but basically putting the Enclave into a game where the Enclave isn't originally supported would take quite a lot of time, and I think something like this or the mod from Fallout 4 is just good enough. It's just good enough. And I like also that they, for example, in this mod, they don't necessarily try to explain what the Enclave is. If you basically say that, yeah, I know who the Enclave are, and I am basically on their side or something akin to that, it sort of expects you to already know, because obviously it's a mod. It doesn't try to just, you know, be stupid about it. And that's usually what you see in Fallout New Vegas. They don't necessarily explain the individual ideological details unless you ask for them, or it just expects you to know. I kind of like that when it comes to mods, because obviously it's a mod, you download it in Enclave mod knowing what the, there we go, there's the vertebrate parts. But you download an Enclave mod sort of knowing what the Enclave is, so I really like that these mods sort of try and respect your intelligence a little bit. But in Fallout 4 we did have a little bit of an explanation who the Enclave are, but it was mostly sort of a discovering stuff about the Enclave alongside the Enclave, because obviously you sort of saved general everything like that. It's all in the previous Fallout 4 playthrough, so I like that aspect of it as well. But in this one, I sort of like that they don't try to explain everything to you. Just, you know, you have like 2 conversations about the Enclave. Here's the Splinter group, self-explanatory. They're the purgy type, we're the pragmatic type. Let's go. And yeah, they sent you on a mission. I really like that, and we already have sort of an established conflict, which we've first seen established sort of in Fallout 3, so we don't need to go don't need to go way back and try and reinvent the wheel, because we already have an established conflict. And so yeah, it's sort of self-explanatory. I really like that. But I suppose we're now supposed to pick up the black boxes. And yeah, so hopefully it doesn't crash here, because that would be... Okay, it didn't crash. Wonderful. So now we can actually head on to the NCR. Let's just throw down a save. We can head on to the NCR, whatchamacallit, yeah, the outpost. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Willow and Cass looking mighty again. I also put them in custom Enclave armor, obviously. Cass is looking like an absolute tank, and Willow is looking sort of normal. And I put myself in just a regular Remnants armor, just to sort of, you know, maintain the normalcy. We can't all be running around in really high prestige Enclave armor if we only just discovered the group, right? So we might be sort of role-playing as sort of an Enclave that, or remnants of an Enclave group from... someone from Navarro or something like that. You know, it makes sense. Fallout New Vegas does allow for these sort of little role plays, because we already, you know, told the good general and the lieutenant, everything like that, that we know of the Enclave and that we support the Enclave, everything like that. So we might be sort of some sort of soldier from somewhere, we don't know. You know, it's it could go either way. We could create a story here, but you know, we could be role-playing as a former Enclave soldier that became a courier, and then got shot twice, and then everything unfolded, and now we found the Enclave again. And yeah, that's actually kind of a cool story if you think about it. So that's really nice. For example, it allows for more role-play than, you know, being a former Brotherhood member in New Vegas, because you can't necessarily do that, because you have to get reintroduced into, or introduced to the Brotherhood, and you can't necessarily role-play a previous Brotherhood member at all. But this region, I think, sometimes hosts blind deathclaws, or at least one blind deathclaw, so I'm going to be a little bit cautious here. The previous black box we snatched without any sort of hostilities, and I think there's something over there in the background, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's just snatch the black box and let's just run. I think that's probably the best way forward. And yeah, we should just go back to the air marshal actually, because yeah, Henderson Bunker. It's kind of a cool name. It's in a kind of a cool place, sort of out of way. There isn't necessarily anything there. Here we go. Here are more troops, I suppose, that are having a bit of a chat, mates, aren't you? But well, doesn't matter. I suppose they're trying their best to defend, and that's ultimately all that matters. So yeah, let's go back to the general. Actually, we're supposed to go to the air marshal, not the general, but yeah, he should be somewhere around here, sleeping, obviously. Wonderful.
Ah, the courier. Sounds like you'll be quite the asset to us. I'm the air marshal. You've been a great help. Thanks, courier. Excellent. I'll take those and give them to the engineers.
Alright, skipped over that because I think the initial line he wasn't supposed to say, because he already knows about us. But yeah, we just turned that in. Wasn't really anything important, I don't think. But I don't think I'll be skipping over anything. It was just sort of reflex. I don't know. It's something you develop when you play a lot of Fallout and Bethesda games in general. But here's the general.
Tell me, courier, do you know of the Hagoi? Exactly. We've been following leads about some of their tech being in the area, and we think we may have found some of it at the old EPA labs. The lab was performing experiments on terraforming, and we're one of the major parties involved with Vault-Tech's GEC. This lab was also researching the effects of radiation and terraforming matter on humans. The humans were POWs from the Chinese army. The Hagoi were dispatched to try and liberate the POWs. However, the operation failed and one of their agents was presumed dead in the facility. There's a good chance the agent's stealth suit is still located there. I need you to go and recover it. I've marked a location on your Pip-Boy.
Alright, so sounds like we'll be recovering some tech again, which is interesting, but it should be a good mission. I remember this one being actually kind of decent, so it's gonna be fun, and that's all that matters, doesn't it? So thanks, Kinks, for watching, and hopefully you'll continue to view this series and leave a like and a subscription, everything like that. So thanks, Kinks, for watching, and see you next time.